Yo, guys, this is my top 2023 mouse pads for each speed, control, balance, and speed. I have a lot of pads here that I'm gonna go over that are pretty solid picks. Some maybe a little more expensive than others, but I'll get through them all. Hopefully, pretty fast for y'all. I'd say all of these are pretty solid picks. There's cheaper ones, more expensive ones. So let's get into it. First off is the Affinity Mice dual pad. This is kind of like a radar. I'd say radar is also good. It's cheaper, so if you're on a budget, you could go for a radar. Or MF2. They're basically the same thing. All three pads are pretty much the same. The dual pad is a little more premium feeling. It has lower stitching. It has better bass, more like a soft or mid bass. It is $50, 490 by 490. It's on the slower side with high stopping power. It's very smooth cloth. Um, I've noticed no slowing down or anything. I think it does have a little bit of issues with humidity and stuff, but that's the all cloth pads. It's not coated either. You can get it off of Lethal Gaming Gear or you can get it off their website for $50. All right, getting to the next one. All right, this one's your Spire Kamek. It's on the slower side too. It's a control pad. All these are control pads so far. So, um, I'd say this is one used to be one of the most underrated pads, and then it got like a lot of publicity and it became big, so everyone uses it now. And I think they don't even sell it anymore. So you can't even get this one. It was $30. It was 480 by 400, 4 millimeters thick. It's got a very soft base. It's kind of more of like it's a different type of base. It's like a memory foam filling base, so it's really weird filling kind of, and you can easily crease it. And it was rolled up really tight when um it was sent out, and I think all of them are like that. But it eventually laid flat and got out the creases. Yeah, this is a really good pad. I like this one. I'm trying to get taught the guy that makes the pad to make a mid version with the new Ghidorah pad they have out. Hopefully it goes through. He's gonna talk to the manufacturer when they open and stuff. But that's your Spire Kamek. It is on your slower sides, so and it's got a softer base. So if you can't stay consistent with your softer base, you might want to look somewhere else, like maybe the Saturn mid or the regular version for Saturn. Um, here's your GSR Rouge. It's an okay pad. It's slow. It's not crazy slow, but it's pretty. It's got some stopping power, and it's just like your other GSRs, but it's supposed to be a little better for far humidity and stuff. It's a hair faster, I would say. Um, it's $35, 470 by 3090, 3.5 thick. It's a cloth, so it can be affected by humidity. All these pads, if they're cloth, they can be affected by humidity some. They're also affected by the size of your skates and what skates you use, so you need to it could all vary. Just I was just slightly, because some people complain when they get a pad where someone recommended it being fast, but it's slow, but it could be your skates. Um, all right, so the GSR Rouge, it's a okay pad. I would say you could probably get better with like the Saturn and stuff, but some people prefer this. Hopefully, they bring in the black and gray one they have because that one was pretty sick. All right, let's get up next. Is your Saturn, I believe. This is the Saturn Pro. So, yeah, this pad is $50 and 55 for the square version. It's what it varies in size. So you got different. I think it's 490 by 420 and then 500 by 500. I personally prefer the regular version because of the mid bass, and I can't stay consistent on the soft. So you might whichever you want. I think eventually they're gonna come out with different softnesses, so that'll be good for everyone. It's cloth. It's pretty smooth. It's got a little bit of texture for a cloth pad, but it's nothing crazy. High stopping power. It's a pretty slow to medium pad. It's not crazy fast or anything, but it is a solid pad. It is slower than your Zero if you're gonna compare it to any Artisan. But that's your Saturn. I thought I would throw the regular Saturn up here. It's really dirty, so some of these pads are dirty because I used the hell out of them. But this is just your regular black Saturn. It's pretty solid too. For $30, you can't beat it. Very good pad. I think they still have them in stock. I don't think that. I think you got 3 to 4 months. I think Lethal said on the pros before they come back in stock for the Saturn, so it'll be a good bit. So if you want a Saturn, I would go ahead and get the regular one and then buy the other one later. So you have both and you can compare whichever you like. But both are solid. Okay, this is your Venus Pro. This one's the same price as the other Saturn Pro. This I wouldn't. People say this is an Otsu clone, but it's not really. The only thing is like the texture and how it looks, but it's a good bit slower than the Otsu. For me at least. I don't know what skates these are Tiger Arcs, so they're a little slower. I have Tiger Ice over here that make it a little faster, but I'd say this is on your lower side of like balanced pad. The pads I just went over are controlled, I would say. And we're starting to enter the balance zone. This is a pretty good pad, but it is on your slower side. So if you get it, it's like you're like, yeah, this is a little slower than I thought it was gonna be. It's on the slower side of your balance. It does have a little texture. It's not abrasive crazy. It's still smoothish, but it does have the hybridish feel and texture. So that's your Venus Pro. This is your Venus regular. I would go over this one. This one is a little rougher with texture, but it's still a good pad. No issues with this laying flat. Any of these pad, I think the only pad I went over so far that didn't lay flat, or is the GSR Rouge. It took a good bit to lay flat. I know there was a few issues with the Saturn Pro at the beginning, but Lethal fixed it. They'll get you a new one if you have problems. I believe it was just like a decent amount of copies at the start for first batch, but they overall fixed that. It's your Venus Pro. Okay, this is your CL1. I would put it. They're about the same speed as the Venus, but this is a cloth pad, so this could have a little slower sometimes. It could be a little slower sometimes because the hybrid's usually more durable against humidity. So it's a really smooth surface. Pure Track CL1. They're supposed to come out with a new pad soonish to that next week, 2, 3. Hopefully soon as possible. I'm not sure if it's going to be as fast as this pad or faster or slower, but hopefully we see something good come out of them. This is a This is the 4mm version, and it's priced pretty good. It's priced at like $25, I believe. So this is a very solid pad, very underrated, I'd say. Very slept on. There's a lot of pads that are slept on, especially this next one. It's the Andromeda from Odin Gaming. I know there's some controversial stuff with Odin, but this is a banger. I'd say it's a balance pad. It's got some speed to it. It's cloth, so you could have humidity issues, but they're not insane because it's pretty humid all the time here. It's like 90 right now or more, and no issues when it's high. It is on the faster side, so it's a great cloth pad. I think this is one of my top picks for cloth pads. That's more on your faster side. The base is on your mid side. Stitching soft, no problems. It's priced well. Let's see what the pricing is. $25, 490, 420. good size, good size. I wish more pads would stay that size and no smaller, no bigger, because it's perfect size. But that's your Odin Andromeda. I call it that. It's Andromeda, but I like that. All right, this is the Superbeings Memento. This is a great balance pad. It's a hybridish feeling. It's got some texture. It's like a Venus kind of, but a little faster, I would say. It's pretty durable, gets humidity and stuff. Good stitching, great base, laid flat instantly. No problems with that, even though it is rolled up when you get it. I'd say this pad it's it really got overlooked because there's a lot of pads like it, and it's a little more expensive, but hopefully you can get the price down in the future when it makes more money and get his company up started. I think he's coming out with a new pad soon, so hopefully good things from them. This is a solid pad though. That's your Super Beings Memento. All right, this is your Patsmith First War. It's a great pad. I prefer this pad over the Artisan Otsu. Um, it's pretty close to what I'd say. It's maybe a little slower. It's got a softish base. It's I'd say it's about the same texture of the First War. Maybe about the same, honestly. It's priced at $35 right now, $490 about $420. Can't beat that. It's your hybrid feeling, so just beware. It's pretty good against humidity, and hopefully we get some. I think they're coming out with better versions of this soon in the next months or so. They also got a newer pad coming that has a great design. Look forward to that one. But that's your Patsmith First War. All of the we're still unbalanced. This I would say the First War is probably a little on the medium fast side of balance. It could be faster than this pad. They're both a toss up. They're basically this may be a little slower, but this is your Esports Tiger Grandmaster Ling. I do believe the long version lays flat way better than this one, so I would go with the pink Uzi pad. This is like a nylon texture, so it has a little texture. I think the pink one might be a little softer than this one, but this one's it has your abrasion, but it's not crazy. It's smooth on the skin. Base is more of like a mid softish soft side. Is it? Yeah, it's like a soft. It's balanced. Great balance pad. I would say it's pretty humidity resistant. No problems with that. Extremely underrated pad. But this is your Grandmaster Ling. Okay, we're entering the speed category. All these pads from now on are speed. This is a prototype. It's not out yet. It will be out later this month or early March. Well, February, but February to early March, late February. But this is Curson, new company coming out later this month. It's it's called the Ninja. It's a speed pad. It's supposed to be around the speed of the Raiden. It it's a cloth pad, but it feels kind of like a hybrid, but it's really smooth. I've had it for 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a month or more, and it's slowed down a little bit, but nothing crazy. It's one of the best pads I've used. The base is it's like a soft base. It's so good. This pad is it's gonna sell. The stitching's good. I'm trying to get him to do a gray version with Black Ninja with black stitching. It looks so sick. We've had render pictures of it. I really want that pad to be released in gray because I love that pad of the just like the Kamek. I love that color. It's so underrated. It's this is one of the best pads I've used. Uh, it's got it's on your faster side, so It does have a hair of stopping power, but these are Tiger Art 1, so you have a little more with those. But this is your Curson Ninja Speed Pad. I believe the price is gonna be around $50 on this pad. I'm not sure about shipping. I think he said he's gonna try to keep it around $5 to $10. So I'd say it does meet standards of Artisan, I would say. But this, thank you. That one's a good pad. One of my favorites. Okay, this is your Raiden mid. It is dirty because I did use the hell out of it. I never washed it because I didn't want to change the speed of the slowdown it was. Um, it's a fast pad. It does have a lot of stopping power since it's used, but when you get it fresh, it's pretty fast. Um, it's smooth. I think the X soft is smoother. This is a mid, so it's a little rougher on the skin. I recommend this pad because it's Artisan. I mean, you can't really go wrong with the Artisan, but there's not really much to say since you know how Artisan is, and this is a faster pad. The balance fast pad, I'd say, especially with the wear in, it changes in speed pretty fast, so beware of that. Okay, this is your in-game gear Ghidorah MPC 450. This one's priced well too. Um, this is your blue color. I do not like Ghidorah, but figured out I would include these since a lot of people love Ghidorah because they're so durable against humidity and everything. It's used in military, so it's hella durable. But that's your NPC. It's a fast pad. Okay, this is your Esports Tiger Blaze. The design's pretty dang good and wild. Both of these Ghidorah fat pads, if you like rub your hands across them, they have like this oily feel, but they're pretty durable against humidity and just everything. This one's say it's a little smoother than the NPC. Both are fast, very fast pads, but they're solid choices. The base is a mid base. I think it's $40. Yeah, $40, 480 by 400. The base it's hard to bend, so I don't want to bend it, but it does stick. It's your upgraded Kuro base. It's like a red color. See, there you go. But it sticks pretty good compared to the old base. All right, next up is your Venture Ice. This is a glass infused pad. It's it's very fast. It gets cold when your room's cold. The pad's gonna get cold just like glass, so beware of that. This price well. I would say you do have to wipe it with the microfiber cloth that they give you every so often because it does get dirty. But this is probably my favorite pick if I didn't want to use glass for a speed pad, other than the Curson. If it didn't get cold like it does when it's cold in my room, I would use this pad more often. It does change in colors. They have different colors when the light hits it because of the glass infused, but solid pad for speed, I would say. And the final pad for this video is the Skypad Aim Pads. It's a fast pad, it's glass. Nothing really to say about it. It's the Aim Labs version. It's pretty sick. They do have like other limited versions coming out. So it is a loud pad. So I would say if you don't want a loud pad, then you don't want this one. It's fast. You may get stickiness on your arm if you're sweating, so beware of that. I don't have the Pulsar Super Glide apparently. You don't get any of that stickiness with that pad. That pad's $95 for the Super Glide, and this one's 120, I believe. This might be more since it's limited edition. The pad is, what is it? 500 by 400, very fast, low stopping power, glass, it's durable. So you're gonna have to change your skates pretty often with this pad, but Yeah, I figured I would make a video of like all my recommendations of different pads. I know there's a lot, so you can go through and look at the prices of the pads and try and figure out which ones you want. I tried to go from slowest to fastest, so for y'all, so it would be easier. But all these pads are very solid picks, and I would say they're all solid for the beginning of the year. And there's a lot of new pads coming out in the next few months. I would say that after the Chinese New Year's thing is off, but there's a lot of big things happening, so I'm glad that we can get some of those. Lots of new mice coming out. But thank you for watching. Like, sub, fuck controllers, keep grinding, and have a good day. Try to stay positive. I know it's a wild world, and take care. Goodbye.